Paul, tell me quick, what does your future in airsoft look like?
More airsoft. Sure. I love it. It's great exercise. It gets me out. Gives me stuff to do. I don't really see a time in the near or medium future when I'm like, oh no, I don't want to play airsoft anymore. I don't see that. I love it. I love the community, the people, what you get to do, the tinkering around. I think it would take me some other hobby that comes along that steals time from me would be the only thing I could think of. But certainly for now, my mind says that I'll be doing this for a long time. So yeah, always be scared of those moving bushes out there. Maybe me.
Or we might see a Paul Carter weapon built, airsoft gun built soon, sniper.
Possibly. If you weren't limited to money and being reasonable, what would your ideal setup be?
Love this question.
Yeah, it's a tough one, hey. Now and then I've thought, I wouldn't mind getting a LMG. And just for the sheer suppression power of it's just so different. It's the complete antithesis of what I do.
Yeah.
So the novelty of it appeals to me. So if money was no object, I probably would have bought an LMG and taken it to some games and sat in a base somewhere and lit people up with the LMG. If money was no object, I'd probably have an LMG shooting .45s out of it. I mean, wouldn't that be fun? But what's interesting is the thing that gives me the most pleasure is actually the stuff you create yourself. It's the little, the ghillie suits, the crafting, the gadgets you make. Even if it's just getting a file and sorting out your speed loader so that the BBs don't stick, or it's all the little things you do yourself and getting that feedback loop of I made it better. It's customized. It's you made it yours. I think that's something that money can't really buy. I think that's what I love about the sniper that I have. Yes, it's if my wife knew how much money I spent on that gun, who knows? But it's not exactly cheap. But at the same time, the enjoyment is more the fact that it's taken so much energy and so much effort to get it where it is. The playing around, the time you put in. I think that's the thing that brings the most enjoyment. If you just got a whole bunch of cash and just bought everything in airsoft, I don't know. You'd probably go out in the field thinking I should have bought the other gun today.
Yeah.
It's not
You'd be like me that wants to swap guns every month. Like, that looks so nice. Let me figure out how I can get that one in.
You rock up to a field with the trailer just packed with rifles. It's like, okay, what am I in the mood for today? Nope.
There's guys out there who have walls full of guns. And interestingly, I've never done that. I mean, I've got pretty much 3 guns. I've got my M4, that originally my sniper, and my pistol, and that's it. So I'm kind of more invested in what I have than getting more and different guns.
Yeah, Paul,
I've come across people on the field and stuff, and they ask me, "Oh, what's your opinion on this gun or that gun or whatever?" And I just say, "Look, I'm honest. Ask me about SSX23 and SSG10, and I'll tell you everything in the world. But other than that, I did with my son's gun. We HPA'd it and stuff, and it was a GNG Predator. So we did that and kind of created our own little race kit for it, so that it's also untethered. So I played around with that quite a bit, but other than that, I'm not like broad experienced in terms of all the guns and the nuances of them. But yeah, the ones I know well.
I think firstly, you also said it quite well in the interview. It's the gun that you master that you're gonna be the best at. It's gonna make you a really good player, and you can see it makes you a really good player. You know your gun, you know your setup, you know what you can or cannot do. You put yourself in the right position. And I think STYX's dad, Taz, is the same. You'll never see him play with any other gun than his rifle. And he's deadly with that thing. Because he knows that thing in and out. He knows exactly where he can hit, how far he can hit, and what he can hit. So I think that speaks volume as a player. I mean, yes, it's enjoyable. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had a wall full of guns, I'd be excited because I love many types of guns. But knowing your gun is more important.
Yeah, it's like people who swap cars every year, and then people who have their old classic, and that's what they drive, and that's what they love. And maybe I'm just the kind of old classic car guy. I have my gun. I enjoy it. Who knows what things may change? Something may come out that really attracts me. As I say, maybe money was no object. I would be running around with the LMG now and then.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy with what I have. We'll see what happens there.
Well, do you have a interesting story that's happened to you in Airsoft?
I've got quite a few interesting stories.
Which one's the one most interesting?
Yeah, the one that stands out the most to me is a night ops that we had at Tierpoort. It was probably about a year ago. I can't remember which night ops it was exactly, but it was a big struggle between red and blue. Now, there's a bit of a backstory behind this, that in the previous night ops to that, I was playing blue, and it was with the DKF guys, Deervolt and them, and we were playing against the LA team, and it had Bear and Bartu and a lot of those guys, kind of the backbone of the LA team. And we thought we were doing really well, and then it came to midnight, and their objective was to blow up this damn wall. And we had set up a perimeter that we thought was a perimeter around this damn wall. And push came to shove, and it turned out that they've got this little kid to basically walk up through this muddy river, plant this bomb at the bottom that we didn't see, and then next thing, the marshal starts counting down from 10, and then we're like, what's going on? There's no one here, and then next thing we hear this boom noise, and they blew up the dam. But anyway, we ended up losing that night ops to the red team, and it's one of the lowest points in my life. And the guys, Deervolts and them, I think for all of us, it was just so demotivating, because it's late at night. You've been going for like so long. You've been putting in all the effort. We had won most of the missions. In fact, we had won all the missions, and we were counting on winning that last mission, and then we would win by default because we'd won all the missions. We lost that mission. They captured all the CNC points. So basically, we lost that night ops, and it was seriously depressing. But anyway, so that's the backstory. So then the next night ops came along, and Deervolt was then the commander of the blue team. Bear was still commander of red team. And we planned for this night ops like we were planning to overthrow a small country. We were not going to lose. We could taste defeat from that last night ops every morning when we woke up, and we were having like meetings with team leads and the build up during the weeks before. We were planning, strategizing, drawing pictures, sending out fake information. We had this whole fake psych ops campaign going where we pretended that our team had split up, that we had this argument between Deervolt and another guy from Polokwane, and that we weren't talking to each other, and we weren't preparing, and basically we all decided we weren't even going to try. So we had the psych ops mission going. This was like serious. And then what I came up with this idea, and I actually checked it with the marshals and stuff beforehand, is I got a spare cell phone that I had, and I downloaded a nanny cam app on it, and so that you could hear whatever was going on around it. And then I put that with a big battery pack into this box, this kind of crate that looked similar to the crates that the marshals would use. And then I had a chain around it, and it was all locked up, and then it had these instructions on it saying it was this radar sort of radar jamming device.
It's so evil.
That the blue team were going to try and get this device, and it had strict instructions. Said, red team, if you come across this, you must immediately take it back to your base, use the attached chain and padlock. There was no key for the padlock, just the open padlock, and chain it to the tent pole in your base, and then defend it with your life, because the blue team are going to try and steal this from you for a mission. So this was written on it and everything. And then first thing in the game, in the morning, we rushed out and planted this just off the side of the path, just so that you could see it, but not too obvious, a few hundred meters away from the red base. And sure as not, within half an hour of the game, red team were all chuffed with themselves because they had found this box, took it to their tent, and chained it to the main pole inside their tent. The rest of us then sat in our base for the rest of that game, and we could hear everything happening in their base. All of Bear's instructions, his talk on the radio to the teams. They would say, okay, guys, we're going to hit their base at 9:30. We're going to send, and we could hear them radioing to their troops saying, Bartu and them, you guys come from the north. And we knew everything, every strategy they had, everything beforehand.
That's brilliant.
And it was hilarious, because we actually, late one sort of early evening, we got bored, and we heard Bartu talking to Bear, and they were talking to Pick a Vein and saying something. So I WhatsApped Bartu and said, hey, Bartu, and I repeated what he had just said. And then he starts screaming, and we're all sitting in our base like a K away, and he starts screaming, Ghillie pulls in our base, Ghillie pulls in our base. And then next thing, they start lighting up the flaps and searching, lighting up the bushes, and then I'm WhatsApping and saying, hi, you missed. And then they start talking, and then I repeated again what they were saying, and they were searching everywhere, and they could not find me. And meanwhile, I was like a K away.
Psychological
and that moment, us sitting in our base, knowing everything that they were going to do, we absolutely destroyed them that night off. It was epic. It was, I mean, just the whole build-up of the competitiveness of wanting to, get them back for the way we had been defeated the last game. And I think it's, I use the word competitive, but, those guys in that LA team were my mates.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Airsoft is it's serious in the moment, and that you want to do well, you want the strategy, you want things to work out. But you love the other guys, it's cool. It's trying to outwit, outmaneuver. And I think that moment was, still when I chat to the DKF guys and stuff, I still have recordings on my phone of some of the conversations we heard them, saying, Ghillie falls in the tent and stuff. It was hilarious. So that's certainly a story that I'll remember forever. It was a hell of a thing. Yeah,
I must say,
and it didn't involve any shooting, and that's the thing with Airsoft, right? It's the strategy, it's the maneuvering. It wasn't, I shot someone at 200 meters away.
Yeah.
It's the mind games that are so much fun.
I must say, this is probably the most interesting story I've heard so far. That was brilliant.
How's it, guys? STYX from Just Bear With Me and STYX Around podcast. Just wanted to take this time to quickly thank our sponsors. So thank you SA Airsoft Magazine for sponsoring us, and also giving away the July and August issue for those who have registered on the website. So guys, don't miss out. Go through to the website, sign up, and you'll get 2 free magazines to read.
Hey guys, Bear here from Bear With Me and STYX Around podcast. I have some very exciting news. Bruce from Airsoft League SA and Airsoft STYX have given us 2 tickets for any 2 of our lucky winners in a lucky draw competition to win tickets into Airsoft STYX valued at 550 Rand each. It's very simple on how to get it. The first ticket is anyone as a lucky draw that has subscribed to our YouTube, has become a follower on our Facebook page on SA Airsoft Magazine, and also registered on our website at SA Airsoft Magazine, will get a draw or an entry into a draw. You can also get additional entries if you share the YouTube as well as the Airsoft magazine on your social medias with hashtag AirsoftX giveaway, as well as hashtag Bear With Me and Sticks Around podcast. The second ticket, anyone that has bought a ticket from 1st of July all the way to end of August, the 31st of August, will get a full refund on their ticket. So guys, don't miss out. Go, subscribe, like, share, and let us know.